There's some things that I found in doing those moments in the show, I didn't enjoy as much as doing them in the movie because the movie is compressed. So it gets rid of a lot of that filler stuff, and a lot of the emotional arc for my character is easier to see and easier to maintain because it doesn't have to be prolonged across 60 episodes of her angst about her poor country, you know? But, good question. This side.
Okay, who has not asked a question? Yes. Yes, sir. That's an excellent question. Usually we go chronologically, but if there are any lines or fight scenes or things that require a lot of yelling or screaming, sometimes the director we'll do this at the end, we'll do this later, so we can get the clean, clear, lines out, that stuff out first. We did that with Full Metal, and when Ed was screaming and fighting it, we knew that stuff would take a toll on the voice, so let's go ahead and get all of the, they make a little note, we'll come back and get this line, and we'll come back and get that yelling, and but usually you'll start at the beginning and work your way through.
I do, yes. I'm that way though, watching TV. If I'm watching House, then I go from, in my daily life, to being like, ooh, that is a puzzle, let me figure it out. But that's why I watch only happy things. But when you're in the booth, yeah, absolutely. I will end up being more of a jerk if I am a jerk in an episode or two of something. Or if I'm really happy-go-lucky, then when I get out of the booth, I'm like, well, I'm still here. This is where I did it. I think it's just a fake it till you make it sort of thing. Even if you do that in real life, if you're in a depressed mood and you act happy, you end up happier.
Yeah, there are also times, as far as doing things chronologically, where maybe we just skip certain lines or paragraphs because as we begin them, we realize, oh, this isn't really fitting the animation very well. Sometimes the writer may have a poorer quality video than us, so we have to make adjustments. And we could have been just booking it. We've done so many lines, then we come up to this booger of a line of like, I want to keep working, we'll fix that later. And so we'll go back and pick things up. Other chronological issues that we're dealing with, right now there are 3 directors working on one piece. And so everyone gets scheduled not in order. Like Colleen, Scott, Caitlin, and Jason all need you for one piece. It isn't like you need to go to Scott first because his episodes are first. It's who's available. So I know that right now I'm behind, so I have people coming in who've already recorded latter episodes. I'm like, okay, well, forget about that. What led to that is this, and here you go.
Another interesting thing is that you don't watch sections of the show that your character's not in. So, for instance, they'll come in and they'll say, okay, Caitlin, your first line is at 31. 31, 32, 39, 42, 43. And then you jump to 114. Now, because, I mean, right, why waste the time? You can't waste the time. You need Caitlin to get her lines. So, like with a lot of shows that I've done, I didn't even know what happened. What happened right there? So I got just as excited to see some of the shows finished as you guys did. Because there were, we should all leave as a group. Like for instance with Full Metal Alchemist, there were plenty of story arcs that were going on that if Ed's not in them, I didn't see them. So I got just as excited on Saturday nights to watch it and see what was going on with the State Alchemist. What are the homunculi doing now? What's going on in Ishbal? Where's Gargo? Because I didn't know. I didn't see those parts. So we only record the parts that our characters are in.
We have 4 minutes. I bet we can take one more question. Who hasn't asked one? I saw this girl in the black sweatshirt. Yes.
Have you ever had a character that you actually hated or just couldn't get along with at all, like a million? How did you get John back to the role?
while you're thinking of your answers, you guys, we would like to invite you tomorrow. We have Q&A panels tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock. We want you to come back. We will continue this. We know there are a lot of questions we didn't get to, and there'll be more people tomorrow coming to the con. So you guys come back. Let's fill this room up, okay? Please come back tomorrow at 10. Now back to our question.
I did, yes. And I'm not even afraid to say it. Usually you don't want to say, you don't want that director to be like, oh, hated the character, I guess she has none. But I hated my character in Ragnarok. Perfectly fine show, enjoy the show, I hate her. She is this goat demon who talks like this. That's her voice.
That's right.
And she fights a lot. And she likes to whip things a lot. And this is at the same time that I was recording Luffy. So I know that I will never accept another role like that, ever. It's just not worth it. She had no redeeming characteristics either, except for her boobs.
And they don't talk.
Yeah.
One good of those.
If they told a joke every now and again.
Say something.
Probably that character I mentioned earlier from Hellgirl. She's so vile and awful, but it was somehow therapeutic actually to get to play this character that's so unlike me. Like, gosh, she says the things sometimes I wish I would say or could say and feel okay about saying. But otherwise, her as a person, I felt justified in saying the things that she says because she is so vile through and through. But in the end, she gets what's coming to her. So it didn't seem superfluous or gratuitous to me. It's like everything she says, you have to hear it to understand how awful she is. So every time we preview a scene, I'm like, really? Oh my, what a horrid person! I hate you! But at the same time, it was enjoyable to play her. I don't know how that paradox works, but it does.
Well, I'm right there with you. I don't think there is a character that I've ever played that I just hated. I don't even know why. I just love what I do. Even if it was a character that I got cast as, I thought, oh great, this is gonna be stupid, you know? But as soon as I started working on it, I'm like, okay, I like this. I like what I do. Whatever this character's deal is, I'm down with it, you know? And to be honest with you, as an actor, you end up finding something you love about a character, and that makes your performance better. You know, if you enjoy doing the character, and I've heard a lot of dubs where you could really tell that there was kind of an apathy about some of the performances. Like, you know, they just kind of did it to get it done, and there's not a great deal of depth or emotion. They didn't put much more than they absolutely had to into it to get it out the door. But the people that I work with and the people that we've been privileged to work with love what they do, you know, and I think that comes through. And so no, there aren't any characters I can think of. There are some bad roles or bad shows or stupid shows, but even the stupid ones are fun to work on in their own way. Certainly not as fun as some others, but it's all, you know, it's all blessing. You know what I mean? It's all a gift. So even when it's crummy, it's fun. And you know what? It is that time. So you guys, we love you to death. We're glad
Thank you so much. It's been a really fun panel. Great question.
And we'll see you tomorrow.